Viernes 16 de mayo 1986. Bienvenidos de vuelta a un nuevo video de Volver al Futuro, el juego.
He's not coming back, you know.
¿Tú?
What are you talking about?
Emmett. Without me to guide him, he's almost useless. Before I found him, he was a miserable failure who never finished anything. But with me to inspire him, look at what we've built.
No. Emmett no era una persona inútil, como tú dices, Edna. Vamos a decir esto.
Not the only inspiration in Doc's life, you know. In my timeline, he married one of the sweetest women of the 19th century.
Sweetness. Yeah. Emmett needs discipline to stay focused. He's so easily distracted.
¿Qué quiere decir con eso inútil? Eso quiere decir que el Doc nunca pudo hacer algo bien y que
Yeah, you've inspired him all right. Inspired him to turn Hill Valley into a bunch of uptight dorks.
I wouldn't expect a delinquent like you to understand.
Okay.
You think you've inspired Doc? I'll have you know that without you, Emmett Brown is destined to build a time-traveling DeLorean and a flying time train.
Preposterous. Emmett couldn't even build a dog feeder without me to guide him.
Yeah, well, he did that too.
Oh, el alimentador de perros.
Okay, Your Honor. Starting to get a little concerned here.
¿Qué? No puede ser, es el DeLorean. ¡Ah! ¡Es el DeLorean!
It worked! Ha-ha! 1 second I'm in the present, the next I'm 6 months in the past. Amazing!
6 months? It took you 6 months to repair the time machine?
6 months, my family fortune, and a sketchy deal with a gang of Libyan nationals. But it was all worth it for this moment. Ha-ha!
Bien.
Don't do this. You need help.
Oh, blow it out of your exhaust, poor dear. Now that I've escaped into the past, your pack of divorce lawyers can't... Mark, how long have you been waiting for me?
A couple of minutes, maybe?
That's curious. I set the repair time circuits to arrive only a couple of seconds after I left. Oh, well, I'm sure there's no need for concern. It's probably just a minor miscalibration of the time circuits.
Puede
Here.
ser.
What's this?
Clothes for our trip. We can't have you traipsing around 1931 in that ridiculous outfit.
Wait, our trip?
You didn't think I was going to let you erase the worst mistake of my life without my help, did you?
Fine. Leave.
Vámonos a 1900.
I run this town.
Eso es por mientras. No será por mucho, Edna. Ok, Doc. Esto me está gustando.
Time circuit set for August 26, 1931. You ready to go, Your Honor?
Call me, Doc.
Doc. 26 de agosto de 1930. 26 de agosto de 1931. Aquí vamos. Bien. Aún tiene el talento, a pesar de lo de Edna. A ver, quiero comprobar si de verdad el Doc, de verdad pudo hacer el viaje. Ah, parece que sí.
This is where I last saw him. You, teenage you. You were headed this way, arm in arm with Edna.
Ugh, luckily, my erstwhile wife was never the type to kiss on the first date. If we work fast and stay focused, we can see to it that our relationship never moves beyond the hand-holding stage. Well, will you look at that? The old town.
Sí regresaron.
What about it?
I haven't thought about this place in years. The missus made me tear it down back in '71. Said the movies were corrupting the younger generation. It was all nonsense, of course. I spent countless evenings here in my youth, and it never turned me into a hoodlum. Say, remember Public Enemy? Why, you dirty rat, no good yellow-bellied stool? Never did manage to see Frankenstein, though.
Es cierto.
That's what we're here for. You gotta get young you to see Frankenstein.
Right, of course. The film that was supposed to set off a chain reaction in my imagination.
Regresaron, pero de verdad es 26 de agosto de
Still got no
1931.
memory of what that notion was?
How could I? It happened in the brain of a different Emmett Brown. An Emmett Brown now erased by the shifting sands of time. Luckily for us, I do know something about my own brain, having lived in it for the past 70-plus years. Once we get my younger self re-inspired by that movie, nothing will distract him from his proper... Great Scott, will you look at that?
The town square?
It's just like I remember it, only dirtier. Oh, the old courthouse.
Come on now, Doc, you need to go inside and check it out. First rule of time travel, Doc, never allow your other self to catch sight of you. It can cause reality to collapse or something.
Exactamente.
Man, right behind you. Don't peek. Go on. I'll let you know when you're gone. And don't forget, you're Carl Sagan.
The billions and billions guy?
The suspected arsonist.
Huh?
Just go with it.
Bien. Pero, ¿por qué el Doc está de traje blanco aquí? Fíjate lo que le dijo. Primera regla del viaje del tiempo. Nunca encontrarte con tu yo del pasado. Doc. Doc. ¿Por qué está ahí, Doc? Doc. Aquí está el Doc del pasado.
Harry! You do show up at the oddest moments. Where have you been hiding?
No le puedo decir que en 1986.
Oh, you know, here and there, you're a little hard to pin down yourself. I went looking for you last night, but...
I believe I was off entertaining a beautiful lady.
¿Qué?
You know, I never really got a chance to thank you.
Well, I'm sure you would have escaped Kin on your own.
Did? Oh, sure, I'm grateful for that, but no, I'm talking about Edna. It's funny to think of now,
Edna?
but until that crisis, I actually thought Edna and I disliked one another. Imagine!
Yeah, well, we make a lot of mistakes when we're not seeing straight. The thing is, you shouldn't let Edna distract you from, you know, the business at hand. Finishing your project for the expo and going to see Frankenstein.
Oh, pshaw. I'm far too busy for movies these days.
But,
And as for my project, it's practically done.
the rocket car?
The rocket car? Boy, are you out of date. I've junked a rocket car.
But,
More trouble than it's worth. I'll never figure out a propulsion system that does what I want it to do. And besides, its social utility is practically non-existent.
¿Por qué desechó el carro?
no, you were really onto something with the rocket car. You've just gotta...
The mental alignment meter is a much more worthy project.
The what?
It was Edna's idea, and she's really been cracking the whip to get me to complete it in time for the expo.
Damn it, I'm a little confused here.
A ver. ¿Qué es eso de mental alignment meter? Alignment meter.
What day is it?
Why, it's opening day. The opening day of the expo.
¿Qué?
Which reminds me, I'd better skedaddle back to the lab. If Edna catches me dawdling, there'll be heck to pay. Catch you around, Callahan.
October 12th.
12
Doc,
de octubre de 1900. Ok, no estamos en el 26 de agosto. No, esto no es 1900, esto no es 25 de agosto. Esto no es 20. No es 25 de agosto de 1931.
tell you, it is a bit brisk for August.
Oh, we're 2 months late. The expo's about to start and teenage you is already in over his head with Edna.
I always did have a tendency to plunge into things.
Let's plunge into the DeLorean and get to the right date.
No, it's far too risky. Remember how I was late picking you up in '86?
Yeah?
That should have been a tip-off. Something is horribly wrong with the time circuits, and the problem appears to be getting worse. If we try to jump now, we could find ourselves stranded in the Cenozoic age. Or worse, the Mesozoic.
Then we're stuck?
For the time being, I'll look into the problem and see what I can do. In the meantime, you can go to work on the other problem.
Right. I'll go to the lab and see if I can talk teenage you out of...
Impossible. If young me is already as infatuated as you say, you're not going to be able to talk him out of anything. Believe me, I remember. Better to focus on the more clear-headed half of the couple.
Edna? Where can I find her?
Where do you think? I'll drive. The DeLorean should still function adequately as a means of conveyance in the first 3 dimensions.
Ok. Hay que ir a la expo. ¿Dónde es la expo? Es aquí. Esto no puede ser. Llegamos.
You were right. There she is.
My soon-to-be ex-future wife is nothing if not predictable.
Do I really have to talk to her? I mean, couldn't I just hang out until you fix the time circuits and...
Ah, no.
I'll talk to her. You better get the DeLorean out of sight before someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive! All car of the future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
Why not? Good luck.
Ok, ni siquiera llegamos a 1900. Ni siquiera llegamos al 25 de agosto. Estamos ya en 12 de octubre. La máquina del tiempo no está bien como el Doc. Parece que el Doc nunca pudo. Este Doc es provocado por el Doc de él. Bueno, el punto es que la máquina de este Doc alterno no está haciendo las cosas correctamente. Así que esto se quedará pendiente para el próximo video y a ver qué puedo hacer respecto a Edna. Así que nos vemos.